Yeah. If Ailish was worried about Tal getting it on without her, she should be worried now. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. This is Anansi. This is Sudeki. I got that completely wrong. What's cracking with you people? Anansi here. Welcome back to Sudeki. Man, I am all over it right now. In the last one, we made it to the Aquarian stronghold and proceeded to start, essentially dismantling Geren's forces. Talked a little bit about, Sudeki and what I would like to see going forward. And here, kennels. Do with dogs. Is there a red one around? Yes, there is. I'm glad they at least made it's like kennels and like legitimate kennels. But yeah, no. So in the last one, I didn't get to finish my thought, but I wanted to kind of pick up where we left off. I was talking, in case you're wondering, I was talking about how I would like to see more expansion done with Sudeki if, for whatever reason, we do end up seeing a remake of this game. Because I think this game does warrant like a straight up remake, not just, hey, we're going to re-release it as it was originally intended. And I brought mention to the idea of there is feces in the corner, so at least give them credit for that. I think I brought mention to the idea of expanding the characters. I think here. Okay, so here's another gimmicky fight. Don't fight these enemies, just slash away at this. This is what you want to take care of. Because if you don't take care of this, you're going to be fighting an infinite number of these enemies. But I needed to take a look at see what they were called. I completely forgot. But yeah, no. And I brought mention to the idea of. But I brought mention to the idea of, for all intents and purposes, showing, more of the Aquarian counterparts. Like, I think we should have missions in Aquaria where, our main cast is helping out their Aquarian counterparts, essentially fix what has gone wrong in Aquaria. Essentially help them get their world back on track, even if it is just slightly. Okay, Lexi, I'm gonna need you to heal up one more time. Even if it is just for a moment, even if it is just like small things. Have us play as, the Skillian counterparts for a little bit. Have us travel to the equivalents of Transdentine, Shidanimo, that kind of thing. And as a result, kind of see there's more to us. There's more to the Skillians in BDI, where we have Kazel kind of overcome his prejudice, have Ailish reconcile with Alexine, have Buki kind of share spiritual philosophy with Nico, and when we get around to Elco's counterpart, I'll talk about what I like to see from there, and then have I would say mixing up the teams, as it were.
See if you can move these blocks and make a bridge for me to climb across, Tal.
So yeah, this is another puzzle where all you gotta do is just gotta make a bridge. I'm trying to remember how I did this one too. By the way, don't let this aerial perspective fool you. You can move a lot. You can move pretty much as freely as you want here. I think while we're here, let me go ahead and look at these monsters real quick. I don't think I looked them up. The horror. Yes, no, he wasn't a service. He was something else. So yeah, there was the horror. and the abomination and the grotesque. So that's pretty much all it is. It's the same basic concept. Man, what horrors has he brought? So the word basically what I'm getting at is um, we should have a remake where we get to see more of the characters. We get to see the perspective, and we get to essentially see our protagonists have their worldview locked. Because as you can see, Elco still thinks the Hornets are the enemies. Elco still has a moral dilemma. He's still very much loyal to his country, loyal to his what's the word I'm looking for here? Loyal to his queen, to his state, to everything. He's still a patriot, true and through, even though he's a scientist. You think usually scientists don't give a dang one way or the other about their nation. They just care about their research. But no, Elko is very much a different kind of scientist. Anyway, um, we do need to. I would like to see more from these characters in that regard. Um, push this forward here. Nico is going to walk across, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this right here. This over. Pull this over, and I think I can see how this puzzle falls into place. But yeah, I think we should see more so that we can really run home the point that Sudeki's story is trying to make, and that is the age of unity. That divided you stand, together you fall. So it's anyone can see that one coming from a mile away. But with regards to Nico's taking her sweet time getting over there.
This is it. I will stay here and hold the counterbalance. You go and see if you can get the gate to open.
And now it's just Tal and Alexine. But yeah, I think we should have teams composed of you know maybe have like teams of like Tal, Kazel, Alexine, and Ailish. Maybe have Elco, his counterpart, Buki, and Nico, and just kind of have them all kind of sharing their life story, so we can and have these things kind of like have like a kind of like an ongoing mystery, where it's like Tal learns of Kazel's family tree. Buki and Nico, they discuss spiritual philosophy, but Buki discusses how science is also part of that. And we have Ailish and Alexine kind of. So yes, we have Ailish and Alexine kind of share their life story for all intents and purposes. So that way, maybe we learn maybe Ailish kind of learns to rebel from her mother a little bit more, or maybe learn that she's not always right, but also maybe learn that her mother's not who she says she is. Like maybe that, Lucica never was her mother. I think that would be interesting to see. But
Good work. The rest is up to me, I guess. Geren! I've come from Scientine to reclaim the vessel of true sight. Hand it over, and I will let you live.
Go home. Help Scientine keep their pathetic system afloat. We have our own way of life out here now, and when the light returns, we'll be ready to take the power back from those who sent us into this desolate... While Caprine twiddles her thumbs. We're developing a new breed of creature that'll help form an army powerful enough to bring Ascilia to its knees. A curse on the house of Cyantine. Bring forth the Behemoth!
And here we have another gimmick fight. So what you want to do with this one, it pretty much shows you everything you need to know about this fight from the get-go. What you're going to want to do is, I think I might have done this wrong immediately. Yeah, you want to hit that once. And then just keep your eye on the Behemoth and his laser, because that laser does a lot of damage. This thing will mess you up, and that cutscene that we saw earlier was not just for show. That move he does is a one-hit kill. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shut down the force field, because otherwise he's immune to all damage otherwise. And then you're going to want to kind of lure him into swinging his axe, like so, and then just do as much damage as you can.
Earth, and you shall feel my wrath.
I think you have enough time to get off 2 attacks, because the moment both of those eyes open up is when he does his super move. And you have to be behind his barrier to block it, otherwise it will one-shot you. Let him fire. I think. Yeah, 2 is all he's got. Okay. And so yeah, just keep that in mind going forward. You can probably do this. Here we go. That. So yeah, just do this, just rinse and repeat, and then this fight should be over pretty soon. Yeah, going back to that initial point, oh yeah, I guess it's invincibility frames that didn't wear off yet. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. So going back to that initial point, yeah, I think that the second half of Sudeki is by far the weakest part of the game. Anything like with regards to Aquloria, while it is interesting, it does reek of a rush development, if that makes any sense. Oh wow, that didn't do any damage to him, huh? I was wondering why his health wasn't going down, but I guess you have to hit him with your actual attacks. I don't know if the game is glitching out or if I'm just misremembering this fight, but I could have sworn I could do this. Either way, but yeah, I think what really should happen is, instead of us coming straight to Geren's fortress to receive the Vessel of True Sight, well, I think what we should have done is gone back and forth between, you know, Cyantine. Maybe actually have a segment where we are helping to rebuild some of Cyantine, you know? Really run home the point that the two areas are the same. There we go. I am not taking chances with this because he can do the move even in that motion. So yeah, just be careful. Maybe not like rebuild, but maybe like open up like the courtyard. Maybe open up some of the areas. You know, maybe make it a safer place for people to come seek refuge at. Have smaller adventures throughout the land. Maybe have some character-specific side quests. that we could use. Like you could, you know, go on cycles with, I don't know, Tal, Alish, and Elco, but you need to have Nico with you to complete it. You know, that kind of stuff. But as it stands, we don't get that. We don't get that at all. And as a result, I feel like we just kind of miss a. Oh yeah, he can hurt you just by standing around. But as a result, we just kind of we don't really get that. We get. I think we'll go ahead and use Tal's second ultimate just because we can. And I think that doing so would help to flesh the story of Sudeki out a little bit more. Because as it exists right now, let's go and use Moonwolf. I don't think I've ever used this.
Wait for my dormant soul. I have need of your strength.
Double damage. Okay, let's do this. Oh wow! It actually destroyed the knocked out the Let me get out of here before I get attacked. But yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things where it's like you generally just kind of need I made a mistake. Okay, just barely made it. Get over here and just kind of whack. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I would personally like to see this done a little bit more, you know. Just see the story advance. Well, I see the story get a little bit more depth because as it exists now, there just isn't a lot going on in the later half. Actually, while we got some time, I've pretty much gone through that. While we got some time, I want to bring up something that I saw as a criticism. I don't recall seeing this in too many. Just missed it. I don't see this recurring in too many professional reviews, but I have seen this as a criticism labeled at Sudeki that it is that it uses Orientalism, I guess. This was a criticism that I saw. Some people think I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen too many, but I do want to kind of address this, and I do kind of see where it comes from, because let's be honest, Sudeki kind of does a lot of damage. So pretty much every character in Sudeki is Asian. I brought this up earlier, but Sudeki was developed by a British development team. So much so that one of the advertisements, and you know that classic British sarcasm, that is pretty much like a Japanese anime without the convoluted plot. That was literally 2060. Wow, that was a lot of damage. I love that crit rate. But that was a legit advertisement that is like a Japanese anime without the convoluted plot. And yes, the plot is simple. Simple, but it's also underdeveloped. But as a result, they got accused of. I think got accused of Orientalism at one point in its career when it came out. And since everyone has a British accent, I can kind of see where they're coming from. So I don't know how they would get around that, because these voices are pretty classic, you know, and I don't think you probably get the original VAs back to do it. If you could, that'd be great. If not, I wouldn't sleep over it. So I don't really know what else to do in that regard. Um, I don't know what else to do with regards to that. Like, would you get Asian actors to portray the roles, or do you just drop the British accents? Because I don't really know how to get around that. Ultimately, I leave it up to the people that this is supposedly, well, I guess was supposed to be offending. But for me personally, I don't really see it myself. But I'm a black kid, so.
Please, my creature, my beautiful creature. Must Santine and Ascilia join together to kill old Geren? Was I not a good man once?
You seek revenge, Geren, but I seek truth. I have no need to kill you. You are a pitiful husk of a man. One day when the light returns, you will understand. It's done. I have the vessel. Now let's get back to Scientine.
And like that, we have it. So I think we can go over here and talk to Arlena. And the funny thing is, if you notice, Cazell does not have his blade on him. That always happens. I don't know why.
Good luck on your mission, friend.
Okay. Do you see anything now?
Good luck on.
Nope. So yeah, no, he just does not acknowledge that Cazell is his kid. So I don't know what's going on. This is very clearly Arlo's counterpart. So since Tal has got it, let's make him be the returning hero here. I do think it's interesting that Tal is wearing a Florian armor and Cazell is wearing the armor that we see his brother in. That we see Tal's brother in. So it might be one of those things where it's like they're kind of making it out like he's wearing Ascilian armor, but still. But yeah, no, I mean, we'll make our way back to Scientine as it is, and then we'll probably call it a part there because let's be honest here, I don't want to waste the entire part walking to and from Scientine, walking to Scientine. So we're gonna go ahead and save here. But yeah, I mean, it's like, what can I say here? What can I say? What can I actually say that would make any amount of sense? The big issue with remaking Sudeki like that, with making all these new characters and rebuilding it from the ground up, would be, yeah, you would get better graphics and you get newer stuff, but I think to really differentiate the game and the characters, instead of having each of the Chlorine characters have the exact same skill set, maybe have them have different skills. Maybe have it be where like their combos a little bit different. Maybe have it be like Tal is a brute force kind of character, but Cazell does better crit damage. Have it be enough significance where it's like you feel the difference playing these characters. And that would be as far as it would go. Like, I would still keep most of the story, because I think the story leading up into Ecloria, leading up into the big reveal that Ecloria is just a mirror of Sudeki, to the point where even our main characters have mirrors in there. Mirrors in the world. I think that's brilliant. I think that makes a lot of sense. I could have taken the Shadow Nexus portal, couldn't I? I could have taken the Shadow Nexus portal and dealt with it that way, couldn't I? I am the smartest person you are ever going to meet. I just want to let you guys know that, that is like, I am beyond intelligent. I know what I'm doing. I am a freaking idiot. Okay, we're gonna go back and use the Shadow Nexus portal because man, you can tell I never use the Shadow Nexus portals when I play this game because you really have no need to. Beyond narrative reasons, you have no need to ever use these portals. So let's just go ahead and head back and just use the portal and go from there. Because man, oh man, oh man, I really should have thought that one through. I really should have thought that one through. But yeah, so just to kind of wrap up my thoughts here, I think it would be, while it would be nice to see. Oh, that's right, I gotta level up too. Let's go ahead and level up a Tal here while I'm thinking about it. Building his power to a nice round 100. Yeah, we really shouldn't need to upgrade his power anymore from there. But yeah, while I would like to see that, while I would like to experience a remake, I don't think it's ever going to happen because Sudeki is a niche game. It's a cult classic. You would have to have someone who's hugely passionate about this game come back and finish it out, or come back and give it the TLC it would need to really bring it to life the way it deserves to be brought to life. And I just do not see that happening. I don't. Which is unfortunate, because this game is very much worth remembering, it's very much worth playing, and yeah, I stand by that. I stand by that. To cut down the load times and whatnot, and that's right. That's what I wanted to talk about. The Elco Stronghold. Just to kind of finish up this whole rewrite thing, I think it would be better for the game leading up to the Vessel of True Sight that the Elco Stronghold should be the final area of where is this? This is Devil's Belch. This is Crystal Reef, so I don't want to go there. That's Sudeki Temple. That's the Illumina Countryside. So you could feasibly take it there if you really want to. There's Transcentia City. Here's Brightwater. I think Devil's Belch is where we want to go. So yeah, after they go through these missions, these side quests, and just to kind of make Victoria a somewhat better place to live, then it culminates in getting to the Vessel of True Sight. Then it culminates into this moment where Tal, Cazell, and them have to go off to the stronghold. Like, I'm not saying have every single member of our main cast openly accept members of the Eclorian side, because you'll see next part that's not at all what happens, but it would make for a more complete story. And we'll get more into that next time. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.